Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Digital Nomad Mastery, the podcast and the videocast where we teach you how to make money, how to make a difference while traveling the world. Speaking of traveling the world, we are not in Vancouver, Canada. We're actually here in Manila, Philippines, and we're going to have a sunny, hot Christmas with t-shirts and shorts. So super excited about that this December. And one of the things we're doing, we love interviewing fellow entrepreneurs, fellow authors, and fellow difference makers on our show. And we have an amazing gentleman who has had an incredible story of growing up in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and he moved to the U.S. and he grew up in poverty, and now he's become successful physician, naval officer, and now author. He is the author of 7 checklist items for success. Repeat it: 7 success items for success. And he has a copy right behind him if you're watching the video version. So super excited to invite up a guest onto the show. His name is Dr. Jean Mathurin. How are you doing, Jean?
Hey, good morning, Ricky. How are you?
I am doing amazing, my friend. Great to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you. And thank you to your followers for watching.
Yes, I'll definitely pass on my regards. So, Jean, I wanted to get to know your story firstly. You have an amazing story and you've documented in the book and all over media, but you haven't documented it for the sake of the podcast and all of our guests. So why didn't you share your story for everyone who's listening and watching here today?
Excellent. Thank you. I would be happy to do so. So let me ask your viewer to join me in Haiti. I would love to take them with me in my parents' one-bedroom house. 8 of us. My parents have 8 children. I'm the 7th of 8. So if you go into that one-bedroom house, you will see all 8 of us. And I was about 5 years old at that time. Of course, my face will look a little bit sad. And the reason, obviously, it was a tough time. And 2 poor parents raising 8 children, life was difficult. Many times I'll be mixing some salt and water to drink just to fill my belly. So I'll probably take your hand and walk you outside of the door of that one-bedroom house. What you will notice is a live turkey with one leg tied to the side of the house. And that live turkey, as you can imagine, as a kid growing up in poverty, I'll be asking my mom, when are we going to cook that turkey? I'll be asking her that question hundreds of times. And she'll every time tell me the same answer. This is a turkey that she's trying to fatten to give to the doctor who saved her life. From that story, every time my mom will give me the same answer. So one day I tell my mom, I want to become a doctor so that one day people will give me turkey. So really, I'm telling you all this to tell you this is where I believe my purpose started. From that purpose, like most of us in life, we feel that there's something we want to do. There were some challenges. One of the first challenge I had to face was when I was in 2nd grade. I didn't go to school until I was 7. In 2nd grade, the teacher told me, hey, Mathurin, you're from a dumb family. And that's something that a lot of time can inhibit someone to pursue their dream, that sense of discouragement. But because in the back of my mind, I had that desire that I knew that I wanted to become a doctor. And I was like, I would prove her wrong. I would prove her that I can become a doctor. So that continued, and I came to the U.S. I migrated to the U.S. From Haiti. But for you to understand the background of that story, my mom was fattening that turkey to give to that physician because 2 years earlier, my mom was very sick in Haiti, where she was in the hospital for about 3 months. 1 month of those 3 months, she did not know what was going on around her. At that point, she needed to have a surgery. But my dad, at that point in Haiti, he was a farm worker. And if you know anything about Haiti, a farmer is the lowest you can be in that society. So my folks cannot afford that surgery that my mom needed. So the doctor decided to do this, to perform the surgery for free. All my parents had to do was to buy the medications. During the process of buying the medication, my parents ended up selling pretty much almost half of what they own. My dad sold everything, pretty much half of everything he owned, so that my mom could be safe. And every year, my mom would donate that turkey that I mentioned to you earlier to that physician as a gesture of her gratitude. So to me, that's where that idea of gratitude started. So when I show up to the US in 1998, after my dad left Haiti, sold everything he owned after the sickness of my mom, just to come here to look for a better life in the US. When I came here in the US, I was 20 years old. My first job was working in a packing house, packing tomato with my dad. And from there, I became, after a month in that job, I got another job. Most people will call it a promotion. I became a dishwasher. So from a dishwasher, the dream of becoming a physician was still there. But as you can imagine, my accent, I didn't have any money. My colleagues in that kitchen, they were making fun of me. They used to say that Jesus will probably come first before I can ever become a physician. But needless to say, there will always be those challenges. People who don't believe in you, your own personal challenges, you name it, they will be there. But what I do believe in life is that if we have a purpose, whatever that purpose is, for me, it was to become a physician so that people bring me turkey. And let me remind you, I've never received any turkey yet. As a medical officer in the US Navy, people don't pay people with turkey. I just realized that. But I must tell you, that sense of purpose for me was what it started. And no matter what your purpose in life is, it could be to become a lawyer, it could be to be whatever you want to become, a judge, it doesn't matter. What is important is that you have that purpose. And once you have that purpose, my goal is to show you certain items, certain checklist items that you can practice that can get you to that success that you want. So currently in the Navy, I'm doing a second residency in aerospace medicine. In aviation, people use a checklist when they fly. When I say people, I'm talking about pilots. And to me, in my opinion, this is what keeps them safe. Military aviation is extremely dangerous. But as you can imagine, that checklist, before they turn on that engine of the aircraft, they go into those checklists. If at any point, anything wrong, those checklists, they will start fix it before they start going, right? So the question when I was introduced to those checklists in aviation, that I believe have decreased the mishap rate or aircraft accident from what it was in the 1950s to that low rate that it is today. My question is that can we in our life apply similar checklists that can help us to achieve whatever the success that we want? Because the truth is, just like Napoleon Hill said, and Think and Grow Rich, anything that the human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve it. Now, the challenge for all of us is the difficulties we face on a daily basis. How do we start? How do we start? And what are some proven techniques that all of us can use? And the good news here is that I've realized from my time as a kid growing up in Haiti and poverty, from a dishwasher here in the US, we started with nothing. They left me with nothing. I've realized there are few techniques that every successful people use that help them to be who they are. And that's some of those things that today I hope to share with you. They include simple things as having goals. Every single one of us should have at least 5 long-term goals. And from there, every single morning, we need to have 5 things we need to do for that morning. We need to have that. We cannot live our life by going through the motion. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so every successful people have goals. The other issue is that I realize every successful people, they also take action. They don't just say, I have goals. No, they actually take action day after day. You can imagine action in life, I tell people, it's like the GPS of our life. It's really guide us to go where we need to go. And the other thing I also believe that every successful people, they have in common is that they have the courage to remain committed. So when they say they're going to do whatever it is that they want to do, when they say they will take action, they don't take action for just 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year. They remain committed. They have the courage to remain committed for year after year until success becomes a reality. And also, I believe that they seek to create value for their life and value for the life of the people around them. Very, very important. And another key to success is investment. People who are successful in life, they learn how to invest, okay? I like to tell people the biggest riches we have in our life is our brain. Seek to enrich that every single day. If you're working, put a 10% of whatever you earn aside. Maybe that 10% one day might be big enough where you can invest it in something bigger, like a house, you name it, or something that can propel you a little bit further. What I also realize is that every successful people, they seek to give back. They want to make life a little bit better for the people who come after them. They, in my mind, they live a life where they seek to help other people. And at the end of the day, the last item I think that most successful people have in common is what I call they seek to create they live a life. They live a life of legacy. And what I mean by that is that they live a life with a sense of urgency. Urgency where they feel that every day is like the last day here on earth, where they're trying to do the very best that they can, give the very best that they have the most impactful impact in the life of those around them. And I think if you follow the 7 chapters, which later on we might be able to expand on each one of them a little bit more. And I think really that's my message here. Because at the end of the day, this is not about me. Looking back in my life, I felt that I've reached a point where I could say, okay, I want to forget my past, where I came from, or to the challenges that I've been through. But what I've realized is that through the challenges that I went through, maybe someone listened to my message, might hear those things, and might take hope. The hope of knowing that there is a better tomorrow, there is a better future. And if, in instance, like Zig Ziglar said in one of his books, See You at the Top, he said the purpose in life is to always give more than one have received. And if at the end of the day, my story can impact one life, then I will feel that the doctor will help my mom, help create value for my family by saving the life of my mother. Did not do that in vain. And at the end of the day, we are creating that circle of creating value for the people around us in the world. And that, for me, is success.
Wow, what a powerful story. What an incredible message. And I just love your whole passion for helping people and making a difference and paying it forward, just like the doctor helped your mom, and now you're able to help thousands, if not millions of people. So just wanted to congratulate you. Well done, my friend.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you.
So, John, you actually you describe success to you. A lot of people might look at success, they're like, oh, it's making a lot of money, having a big house, having a car. For people like me, it's like traveling a lot. How can people actually define success? Because it means different things to different people.
Excellent question, Ricky. So you are right. Success means different things for different people. For some people, being successful is to raise their children, is to offer opportunities to their children. For some people, being successful is to be maybe the best nurse that they can be. So I think for me, what success is first of all, for all of us to believe that we are here for a reason on this earth. I do believe that we are not created by random. I heard people say the chance of one individual to be born at this particular moment in time in history is about 1 in 400 trillion. Let me tell you, this is a miracle. Every single one of us is a miracle. And if we believe in a creator and something bigger than us, in an almighty power, whatever you believe in, I want you to think of yourself, of your life, that you are not here by mistake. There is a purpose to your life. So first of all, is to find that purpose. Whatever that purpose is. Some people say, how can I find my purpose? Purpose is really, at the end of my life, that's when I can only know what my purpose is. Right before I die, then I can see what I've accomplished. And I challenge you to do otherwise. I challenge you to really think and ask yourself, what is the thing that I'm creating here to do? What that is, and whatever that is for you. And I know the picture might not be perfect. Like for me, like I told you, all it was to become a doctor so people would bring me turkey. That was my sense of purpose. So whatever that is for you, whatever it is, that thing you feel that you can do, even they didn't pay you, you will still do it. I think that could be your purpose. And from that, the purpose for me, success will be to challenge yourself every single day to turn this purpose, this goal into a reality. And that success, when you're able to turn your goal, your purpose into a reality, that's success, whatever that purpose is for you. And once you're able to accomplish that for you, then that will be success. That's how I define success. So success for me is a realization of your purpose in life. And that's why it's hard to say, I want to be successful if you don't know what your purpose is. So that's why I take you back to to talk about purpose, because that's really how it's all started. Because I felt that we really gain our sense of purpose in life when whatever it is that we say we want to do, whatever it is we're good at, okay, and we not only we're good at it, but we are passionate about it, and trying to realize this thing, make it turn into reality while doing this, but it's something that creates value for other people. And if you're able to meet all those three criteria, I think that's a great purpose that you have.
Yeah, and often, like you said, purpose is connected to a past, connected to a pain, connected to our passions, and then we come up with a purpose. Like in my case, my parents had a divorce, I had a very terrible childhood, and then now my purpose is building strong fathers, building strong marriages, building strong families. Because for me, growing up, I didn't have a strong family. So it's very connected to my past and my pain, and now my purpose and my passion. So a lot of people ask me, like, Ricky, you are living on purpose, you're traveling the world, you have an amazing family, and how do I discover my purpose? So I always tell them, like, the Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren, a great book. What kind of resources or tools or maybe activities can people do to achieve, to discover that inner deep purpose?
Excellent question. Wow. I think the best thing people can do is really to look for an environment, look for people who are like them, people who are what they're inspired to be. I think our environment is crucial. It's very, very important. The people that we have around us. I think if you want to be successful, that's one key requirement. Now, I understand, like a kid growing up in Haiti, I did not have a lot of successful people in my environment. What I did have in my environment was brothers and sisters who believed in me. Even though none of my brothers and sisters, when I was growing up in Haiti, finished high school, but all of them was rooting for me. They wanted me to succeed. But I did not have other successful people like physicians or all those people, highly motivated people in my area. So what happened to me when I was 15 years old, I met a gentleman, and he asked me what I wanted to do, and I told him my goal is to become a doctor, but things are challenging, and I don't have a role model to follow. And I remember a piece of advice again he gave me that stayed with me up until this point. He told me, if it's mentors that you need, if you need people to motivate you, people around you that you don't have them in your circle, he told me all you have to do is to find them in books. Because there's always self-help books out there. There's always autobiographical books out there of the people that you want to be like. So if those people don't happen to be in your circle immediately, find those people in books. At the end of the day, you have to create that environment that is supportive to your dream, to your goals. And I think that's really a key requirement, in my opinion, to really get that sense of purpose.
Awesome. Yeah, love it. Love it. Great tips there, Jean. So you define a purpose and it helps you get your success. And you elaborated a lot of times already that it's not about yourself. It's about giving back and making a difference and helping others. So how can people discover where they want to help? Because there's so many people that need help over there in Haiti, in Philippines, where I am. It's a third world country as well. And there's a lot of people in extreme poverty here. In America, obviously, there's a lot of problems as well. So how can people help? Because you kind of feel like overwhelmed. You're like, oh man, the world has so many problems. I don't know who to help, where to start, and what to do. So what is your tips for helping?
Yeah, excellent question again. So I think at the end of the day, when it comes to helping others, the goal is really what you're trying to do is to create value in people's life. For example, that doctor who helped my mom, at the end of the day, I think what he was thinking, this is a woman with 8 children. She's a stay-out mom. Her husband is a farmer. So this guy has to go out there, so the wife has to support the kids. So even though this guy has his bill to pay, he was like, if I do that, that's a family that I'm helping. So in his mind, he was creating value for that family. So the help is always there. There's plenty of people who need help around us. If you look at some people say, oh, I don't know who to help. Well, you can look up some YouTube video to see what poverty is. For example, if you take into Haiti, if you look into Haiti, most parents cannot afford to send their kids to school, right? And on average, a school year for most kids is only $30 US a year. So, and those organizations are there online, okay? So you can find them. You can go to our website, you can email me, or you can look yourself. You'll find plenty of such organization. So $30 a month. So any one of us can contribute something like this. Or maybe if you are a nurse, or if you go and volunteer to mentor a young person, that could be your way of helping. You can help in whatever you feel that you have a core competency. If your story, like my story, you decide to write it down. Now it is online, on Facebook, YouTube. You create a channel, share your story. Maybe you might motivate somebody. There are always opportunities out there really to help. And I don't know, it's so many. And all you have to do really is to open your eyes to the need around you. Sometimes I feel that once you're able to do that, you will see where you can help. And at the end of the day, when you help, and I explain this in the book a little bit, the person you helping, they need to be receptive. And one key for me when it comes to help, I like to do things that I think, again, will create value. For example, I like the idea of helping kids to go to school, because I feel if I help you to go to school, what I'm doing for you, in a sense, I'm giving you hope. Because once you go to school, once you have hope, then you can sense that, you can feel that you have a sense of purpose. And that brings us exactly to what we were talking about earlier. And once you have that sense of purpose, then you know anything is possible. The sky is the limit, absolutely. There is nothing that you cannot do in life. And no matter where you come from, even though you couldn't eat, and now I'm in the military, if anything, I have to limit myself to a weight restriction, for God's sake. You understand? The sky is truly the limit. And when you reach those goals, then you realize, wow, maybe I should have asked for more. And so, again, those help here in Haiti, all over the place, here in the US, you name it, in prison. Maybe you can find out, how can you go and volunteer somewhere? Assistant living facility, I'm sure you can volunteer. At a place where they serve meal to poor folks, maybe you can go there and volunteer, help prepare the meal, maybe help clean the place. No matter what it is, as long as you breathe in, I'm sure there's something you can do to help.
Yes, exactly. Just step outside of your door and you'll see people that need help. And of course, helping your family, helping your family, helping your neighbors, and then helping the less fortunate. So important. So the last chapter of your book, you go into legacy. And, that's something we all want to achieve, right? It's not about how much money we can take to the casket and be buried with all this money. It's about how many people we've impacted, right? When they're giving the eulogies, when they're at the funeral, how many lives have we touched? How many, how have we made a difference? So for you, how have you achieved this sense of legacy, and how can our viewers and listeners who are maybe considering what does legacy mean and how can I achieve it, maybe you can give them some tips as well.
Excellent question. Oh, wow. I love talking with you. So really, when it comes to legacy, when I tell people, we don't create a legacy for the sake of wanting our name to be remembered per se. I guess the way I look at it is to live my life every single day, look myself in the mirror and know that I did the best that I can for that day. In other words, is to see the need around me and respond to them. For example, the definition of legacy for me, what it meant earlier in my life, I thought I always wanted to give more than I have received. And I thought it was important for me to one day write a book, maybe in my 60s after I retire from the military, to tell people what my journey has been like and what I think other people can do to have the journey been a little bit easier. What ended up happening for me is that in 2016, I took a trip to Haiti and I saw the need. So many young people, they finished school, they're not working. And when you talk to them, they were so down. Everything they can talk to you is negativity, they're lacking around them. And at the same time, I have a 16-year-old nephew. He was going through some challenges. His dad passed away, and the way he was responding to that circumstance was not productive. And I wanted to help him. So I spent some time talking with him about those ideas I mentioned in the book. And each time we have to go back. So one day I decided to write those things down for him, thinking that he can refer back to them. So at the end of the day, And the process of writing those things down, I realized maybe those are advice that can be helpful to my son or anyone else who are in need. And that's how the idea of the book come into play. Now, some people say the book is a legacy. No, the book was me, my effort trying to respond to the need that I saw around me. And honestly, this is how you create legacy, by responding to need. So I tell people, if you want to create a legacy, live a life where you feel that you're making a difference in the life of other people. Live your life with a sense of urgency. Live your life as if you were to be the observer of your own life. The action that you do on a daily basis, ask yourself, are those the actions? If you were to be looking at yourself doing those things, will you be proud of yourself? Ask yourself, if your mom were to be watching TV, see you in the evening news performing those actions, will she be proud of you? And if you can answer yes to those questions, let me tell you, you don't need to worry about legacy, because your legacy will be great. And to me, that's really all it is, really, when it comes to legacy. Live your life that way.
Well said, my friend. Well said. So, final question I have for you, John. So, you have achieved a lot. You've come from poverty, the one bedroom you described, to doing the dishwashing, achieving high level status as a Navy and as an officer. Now you're an author. What does your future hold? Because you've achieved so much at such a young age. Tell us a little bit about the vision for your future in the next 10, 20, 30 years and beyond.
Yeah. Well, the big thing I would love to do as my time and the military continues, obviously, I do have a lot of opportunities in front of me, but really my biggest focus is to spend more time with young people. When I say young people, I'm talking about maybe high school type, college, and folks who are not too sure of the path in life. And if I can basically be out there and tell people as much as I can through your things like your show and all the opportunities, to tell people really anything in life is possible. We all can achieve greatness. We all can achieve a more successful life. If I can share the story of people with people, show them how limitless the opportunities are, I think to me that's the future I want to live, and that's the tomorrow that I cannot wait to see, and be able to do that, and be able to show people that indeed they are not defined by their current circumstance in life, but really they are defined by their vision and how much effort they're willing to put forth for those efforts. Because at the end of the day, just like we say, anything is possible. But what many of us don't tell people, and I think it's important for me to keep telling people that, is that it takes a lot of work. Success is hard. Success is difficult. But at the end of the day, if you ask me, I think my life now, I'll take it 100 times over. Being in Haiti, going hungry, putting salt and water with hot pepper to drink to fill my belly. I will take that 100 times. Was it easy to go from that situation to where I am? No. And that's exactly the point. It doesn't have to be easy. As a matter of fact, you want to know that it should not be easy. Whenever you reach a situation in your life where you feel it's easy, be scared, because it doesn't have to be easy. Every single day, you need to live your life where you know that you're doing the best, whatever the best is for you. If that best is just to read maybe just 5 chapters of a self-help book to help motivate you, then that's your best. I'm okay with that. If your best then is to read that entire book in one day, then that's what you should do. And if you can every single day look at yourself in the mirror and know you have done your best, that's good. That's perfect. And I also ask you to please, 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 always try to remember the people who have helped you along the way. Because when you are grateful for the people who have helped you, what you are doing, you create in yourself a sense of happiness, a sense of satisfaction. And that sense of satisfaction, you need that. Because you might think that being grateful is not important, but let me tell you this, what it does to your psyche, what it does to your moral, it just gives you that sense that you are complete, that sense that you feel that you live in a life that you have enough. Because some people, no matter how much they achieve, they still feel they're lacking something. And in my opinion, I think what happened, they need to have a little bit more dose of gratitude in their life. I'm not talking about pride here. I want gratitude. I would take gratitude 1,000 times over pride, because when we are proud, we're looking in the past, what we have achieved, what we have done. But when we are grateful, we're looking for the people who have helped us. And in that process, we will look and say, who else can we help? Because people have helped us, and people have helped all of us to be here where we are.
Indeed, indeed, my friend. And you are definitely a living testimony of hope and helping. So thank you, Jean, for coming on the show. For people who want to grab a copy of the book and, to learn deeper about all these big topics we covered, like purpose and gratitude and helping, service. We talked about legacy, so much more. How can the people connect with you, ask you further questions, follow you on your own legacy journey, and of course, buy the book called 7 Checklist Items for Success?
So the book is available on Amazon. It's also available on Audible as audiobook. It's on Barnes & Noble. And you can go to the website, www.7checklistitems.com, and you can get a copy of it. It's also available in several languages, French, Spanish, and very soon we will have a Creole version of the book that will be available for free. And I also like to remind people that that book, when we sell that book, any money we raise from selling that book, we donate those money into non-profit organizations, especially people who are helping people to go to school, kids to go to school. Because I feel, again, like I said, when we help kids go to school, we help broaden their mind. And if you broaden their mind, you give them hope. And by you giving them hope, you will give them a sense of purpose. And everything starts with a sense of purpose. And I ask you to please look forward to, more importantly, in getting the book, but I think look forward to believing yourself, and look forward to create yourself an environment where you have people like-minded, like you, that can help you, motivate you to be where you are. So more important than buying that book, I think, is to create a life where you have people around you that motivate you, instead of the people that put you down, but hang out with people that believe in you, people that support you. Listen to shows like this that help you to see yourself in a better view. And I think, to me, at the end of the day, that's really, really what it's all about. To live your life with that sense of purpose, knowing nothing is impossible. And that's really all I have. And we can connect online. As I said, I'll be very happy to answer email. And as I say, if you want to get a copy of the book, I think it's a book that can be donated to folks as gift, especially in this season. And I also feel that it's anyone that you see in your life that might need to understand that there is something, that there is more to them than what they are currently living right now. They can hear those type of advice. And I ask you to please share stories like mine and other people with them to encourage them, because at the end of the day, we all can make a difference.
We can all make a difference, indeed. And Jean, you're definitely living proof of that. So highly recommend people grab a copy of the book. Like Jean was saying, you can literally have Jean there in your living room reading the book, through his words, because he was there typing it through his laptop and desktop. And now you can get a copy of the book, either ebook or physical book. And like Jean said, of course, surround yourself with mentors, coaches, masterminds, podcasts like this, YouTube videos, and inspirational people. So Jean, I just wanted to thank you again, and merci beaucoup, mon ami.
Merci. Thank you, Ricky, and thank you to your viewers and your fans. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Dorian, and thanks everyone for joining us on this very inspiring interview with Dr. Jean Mathurin, the author of 7 Checklist Items for Success. So make sure you grab a copy of the book. Make sure you connect with us as well. We're at daddyblogger.com. And of course, if you want to be a digital nomad, digitalnomadmastery.com as well. And we'll catch up with you guys in the next episode.
Bye, guys.